So we have a very special session today about the UX UI Hub Challenge that is part of the Why Before the Why Challenge. And we have here Miranda, which is the one that created the whole thing, which I found it was amazing when she proposed like, oh, designers really need this, and you talk more about that. So today is the 23rd time we are meeting, and as I said, we have a very special guest with us. We are going to talk about everything, but I want to start by thanking you all, especially in Uday, Madalena, and Gabi that have been helping boost the hub during this event. So I'm really grateful. And here it goes, like Miranda, I really put this slide here for you to tell us a little bit more, how you got the idea, how it went so far. I know that this is the last week and the last challenge of this first version. So tell us more about everything that has been going on.
Yeah, super cool. So first off, thank you for having me. This is really exciting, and I'm glad that we could add this kind of extra piece into the last week of the challenge. I think it's really nice. Maybe just a little bit about me, just in case you're not coming from my challenge and you've never seen my face before. I'm a principal designer, originally from the States, but I'm over here in the Netherlands. I work for a Fortune 100 company focusing on travel. And being a principal designer, that means I'm kind of I guess the word going around now is super icy, I guess it might be called. But I mentor and coach a lot of lead and senior designers. And this kind of challenge came about because I was kind of looking across the landscape, and I've been creating kind of educational content for a couple of years now. But I just didn't really see anything that allowed designers to kind of practice meaningful ways to kind of execute the design decisions against and utilizing research insights, business KPIs, and OKRs, which are so important. And for the fact that I am a hiring manager, I've seen plenty of designers come through and they're like, I did this design, here is my process, here's the end result, but not really talking about why or what is the impact of their work or what did it really mean for the business. And if you try to get into tech, you try to get into bigger companies, this is a crucial skill. And I've seen so many designers left and right turned down because of that. So I wanted to create that space. I'm sure all of you are pretty familiar with maybe the daily UI or other prompt generating sites. But what they don't give you are those research insights or KPIs to orientate your goals, your design solutions again. So yeah, I probably spent about 6 to 7 months building it, and it's been awesome. The community has been super cool. I get to see just within the short 8 weeks, I've seen designers grow and learn and improve week over week on how they articulate their design decisions, and I feel like this is a brag every time I say it, but it is some of the strongest design rationale and some of the strongest case studies I've ever seen. So yeah, it's been a super fun journey. And if you are here from the challenge, like I also just want to say thank you for kind of putting in the work and yeah, coming along for the ride, I guess.
Yeah, if there is anyone here that is joined us live that wants to talk about their experience they have, like I know Maya has been, so I don't know if she's here on the call, but if you are, speak up, or anyone else that have done one of the challenges of, or maybe even all of the challenges that we had so far. Anybody?
Yeah, I can speak up. Sorry, I just got home, so I'm in a frantic state right now. Let me turn my camera on. It was very rainy here in the Netherlands. Yeah, I've been I've been in the challenge for the past 7 or 8 weeks now. And as an early career designer, this was the first time that I really, you know, tackled these strategic, business outcome focused design challenges. And I think also because I am an early career designer, you felt more the need to like prove yourself and see that you could actually do this. So I put in a lot of work each week, but it's been such good practice. Getting feedback from peers and also from Miranda has been amazing. So each week I've been learning a lot, and I'm a bit sad that it's ending, but yeah, it's been a great learning practice and I would definitely recommend it for anyone.
Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Maya, for speaking up about your experience. This is great. So we are going to see a few things today, like what is the UX UI Hub Challenge that is part of this Y before UI challenge? A little bit of yes, if you want to join and send your solution, you can, even if you were not part of the other 7 weeks, that's still free and you can join us for this one and you have a deadline. And what you should do if you want to do more practice. So, talking about the UX UI Hub Challenge, I hope that everyone that's in the call, or at least most of you, have been interacting already with the app. We have there everything a bit, right? Like we have a session for events, one for connecting with each other through LinkedIn and having a little profile, a session for experts, for you to learn with their own path, what they learned through this path, what helped them to get where they are, and then a session for resources. And in this resources page, you probably have noticed that there is a lot of stuff. And I know I am very, how to say, guilty of that, I would even say, because those resources were mainly the resources I got to give to my mentees when they were finished their bootcamp. They were really clueless about where to get more free material or what would be a good enough material so that they could spend money after already spending a much of money during the bootcamp. So this is this area where you have free ebooks right now that come mainly from LinkedIn, that you can connect with other designers that are seniors. You have a courses area, you have a books area, article area, then resources that are and tools, and I would even like to add podcasts and more things, but you have just a single search there on top. You can search for the resources, and if you put design system, everything will be filtered, all the books, all the free ebooks, and the areas you vanish as you do, but it is still a lot, and it's not the best experience. And this is for designers that understand the experience. And the idea here is to bring this challenge for you all to help me out with, because I have spent already a ton of time with this project, right? Like we have calls every week with events. I have to keep this updated too. And I would just really enjoy support of other designers on making this not just mine, but yours too, not just one-sided, how it has been. So I have added to this prompt a bit of what has happened. These are old. I think I sent you this, Miranda. It was like in June, something like that. So
Yep.
yeah, so this is are the 90 days before June, so from March to June. And it is a bit changed right now, but I don't think it will interfere too much in the results. So here you have the real user engagement numbers that we had in those 3 months. Like these are the areas that most of the people or most of the designers that use the app have clicked on. So 44% in courses in this resources area, right? I'm really concentrated on this page that we are talking about. Then we have books, then we have tools, then we have ebooks, which for me is a small number, but it was really recent. So it was maybe a week old. I was already really happy that there were interest on it. And then there were articles that is there forever, and you see it's much less interest, maybe because it's just text and doesn't have an image, could be. And then challenge too, challenges like this one that is Y before the Y, like you have daily Y there, you have other challenges in other places too. So this is also the lowest part on the page, so it's the last thing the users see. And you can play with that in a way you think it's interesting. Like the OKRs for this is really improve how you can find content, right? Like maybe you are a junior designer, maybe you are a senior designer. Like how would you search for the type of content that you are interested? Is it through the search? Is it through something else? Also help users see those newly launched areas. So like I did add ebooks, but challenges that were there in the end of the page. That is that because they don't know it exists, or is that because it's end on the page? Podcasts, I did not even add it, even though I already have the content, because I feel that's already too cluttered. Then you have reducing unnecessary scrolling. There is a lot of scrolling here too. So how can we fix that? And increase engagement for articles and challenges. And if you go through an ideation that you say like, you know what, these are actually not used because nobody wants them, it's fine too. Like I love to see what you think about it. Then some insights here, like, courses are what brought me here. So I heard this from people and I added them here as insights for you. Like some people really said about it's being beautiful. Some criticized the red on it too, because red is an alert, it is part of the brand. So there are a bunch of things happening. And also I would like to filter or just see what's new this week. Right? Like today there is a new sign there, but seems not enough. So how could we improve that? And I am jumping from research insights to deliverables, but once you get this prompt, if you want to join, you get in between your task. And there is a huge and detailed task there for you to understand also what you are going to do. And I didn't want to bring the whole thing here because what's the point? You need to join, right? To know everything. And so the deliverables, you design 2 to 3 screens, do a wireframe, a mockup, mobile first for sure, because this right now is just a native app on iOS and Android, even though I'm planning to launch in 2026 it in web version too. 3 to 5 rational bullet points explaining your decisions, how it helps the users achieve the goals that we just talked about, also reduce frictions, and why this works with no code limits, right? Like a no login, no personalization. Like this whole app was built with no code. If you didn't know that, surprise, surprise. And it is created on top of Figma. So the whole design is on Figma. And I go there and I update, and it's connected to an Airtable database, and through Bravo, it connects both of them, and I publish the store. So making those changes, it's really simple on me, but also there are some limitations, right? Like I don't want to stress enough the database that I know exactly what Miranda went to the app and clicked on. Like that's just not interesting for me. Like the basics things that I'm doing right now, it's knowing, for example, how many clicks there were in the content inside the app. Last month, I can tell you, it was 20,400 and something, which I was really happy about. So we have now 4,300 users and 20,000, it's about 5 clicks per user per month. Which is like, if you go there every week and you find one single thing that you enjoy, I'm happy about that. That's what it's for. And if you would like to validate or test with your users, go for it. I'm all in too. And I am here too to give anything you need, if you need something, right? And the biggest thing here for me is that really, this is not just an exercise. You take the best solutions and implement them. And probably you implement them into build hours. That is this event I do, and I put the hands on and do it live. And you'll be able to see how to implement that for real on a no-code app using Figma, Bravo Studio, and Airtable. So if you got excited until here, that is the way to join. You can join today or even on the 25th, but then you have just one day to know what's your task. But if you join today, you have the whole week to work on it. You have here the QR code in black. It's this link. I am pasting now in the chat all the links, even including Miranda's LinkedIn for you to have. So you have here a join link where you join and get this prompt to your mail, right? You get it in your inbox. Then you have the form. The form is where you send the solution. You work on it, get your deliverables, and send the solution to that one form. And now maybe it's time for me to check if there is any questions. Maybe Miranda can help me with that if she was looking at the chat before.
Yeah, I'm watching the chat. I think a few people had some questions about where the challenges section is in your app, but it does look like that was resolved.
Okay.
Maybe if I could add just for the folks in here, just some clarifying things and also just to highlight some of the opportunities that's kind of unique to this week. So first off, for the folks who haven't been a part of the full challenge, just to clarify, you can join this week for free. So if you do go ahead and sign up and fill out that form, you're going to get the email, like Karla was saying, and you'll be able to submit your solutions and get a chance to, like she said, be able to have your designs actually implemented into a real live product. I think what's also super unique about this, and I'm speaking a little bit more directly to my challengers who I know have been been grinding for the last 8 weeks, is that this is a very unique opportunity where you are the audience. You are somebody, you are a designer who could potentially use this product. So be very mindful of maybe some of those biases that you might bring in to potentially into your design solution. I think it's just very easy to do when you can resonate so easily with the users of an app. Yeah, just to kind of highlight that, in previous weeks, what we've done is work on very large, just very distant products. But this one is super unique because you'll actually get to see your work implemented. And like Karla was saying, almost 5,000 designers kind of utilize her product and to have your design solutions kind of in front of those people and other designers, which is just cool. Other designers designing for other designers is just kind of a cool thing. So yeah, I just want to kind of highlight that, the uniqueness of this week. And if you're looking for a strong portfolio project, if, you're somebody who's either early career or just hasn't had a lot of experience, or maybe you just need a refreshed project in your portfolio, it's a really unique opportunity to be able to get something like that. And I just don't think there's too many of those out there. So yeah, just kind of want to add a little bit to the end of what Karla was saying.
That's totally true. I saw through the chat and that the biggest question was like, which page? This is the resources page, the resources area inside the app. It's the last menu on the right, right? Like I could open the app here and go through it with you guys. Don't know if that would be any helpful.
I think that'd be good. And I'd also ask that if anybody's joining right now, if you sign your email up right now, you're going to get the prompt. And if you look at that prompt right now, and for the my challengers who got it this morning, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask Karla. Again, really unique kind of opportunity to speak to your client effectively. So yeah, if any questions kind of popped up about what you should be doing or kind of to be able to improve your design proposal, just going to say the opportunity is now.
Indeed, it's now. So I'm opening. Okay, it's closed. I'm opening my phone here on the side, or trying to. Sometimes this mirroring, it's really annoying.
I see we've got at least 6 people who have joined. So now I know you all have the prompts in your email. But, I mean, let me know if you have an issue, but you should. The automations and everything should work. But you should have prompt in hand now. So that's cool.
Great. So this is the app here on the side. And you can see here we have this event going on and the other events, right? And then we have the session connect that is for you to connect with others and then the experts, the jobs, and resources. And this is the page that I'm talking about. Like you see here, there is a bunch of content. And even I want to do the podcast session. And if I come here and say like, okay, I want things for design system, it will just show me the relevant items in each session and remove the sessions that don't really have it. But that's it. That's the only way to search it today. It is not really ideal, right? So if you see like the challenges are here in the end of the page. And then there are a little bit more tools here again from resource, because there are so many resources that it went doing a loop with more here under, because it's just too many. So how would you fix this page or improve it, iterate it? Like we have this recommend resources here. That's simply a form where you put a link and why you would like that resource there. And there is a new here, for example, in the ebooks when it's something new. And you can see that way. You can also see when someone else actually recommended it. If it was an expert, there you have a little thumbnail there with their face really small, but it's there. And it's also there on their own page in the expert session. So the other sessions are not part of this challenge, even though, of course, in the future, maybe you want to do that, and I'm open ears. But we shall concentrate this time in this page. Let's see if
Hey,
there is.
Karla, I've got a question for you in the chat. Do you have any data on where most people click first when they land on the resources tab?
No, I cannot know where they clicked first. I can know where they clicked most. That is the data I showed here. For example, the 44% at this time were in the courses page. Like courses, right? Like I'm not exactly saying which course, even though that I can say, like that I can measure. I can measure which links were most clicked.
Got it. But yeah, courses could still be maybe their third click. You wouldn't know, but at least,
Exactly.
44% of your audience goes there. Okay.
Any other questions?
Not yet. That's it.
No? Okay, so I think it's time for you, Miranda, to tell them a little bit more.
Sure. So for the folks who are just joining in the challenge now, if you are interested, I would say post this week. I wouldn't make a decision now because this is effectively your teaser. But if you find that you want to practice these skills more, being able to utilize, just like Karla was showing, research insights, metrics, and then be able to tie your design decisions directly to meaningful impact. I do have a couple options to join the challenge. I have a light version, which you can do completely self-paced autonomously. And then I will be running another pro version of effectively a cohort kind of early next year. So yeah, if you check out that link, you'll be able to learn a lot more about both paths. And what I would say is that the cohort and the challenges on this will know a lot more. It's effectively a pressure cooker. You have 5 days, just like this week. And I want to reemphasize that as well. If you don't get your submission in by the deadline, which I've given you a way to add that to your calendar in the email, you'll lose your chance to be selected as the winner. So I highly recommend you put it forward, you do the work, if you have time, of course. But it's super important you meet that deadline because practice makes progress. And that's kind of the mentality of this challenge. It's meant to kind of force you to practice more so than spend endless hours working on designs, which I'm sure we're all very, very guilty of. But yeah, so if you want to do more, if you want to kind of practice these skills that are becoming more and more important for our industry, this is your way to do it. But definitely make the choice after you kind of run through this teaser challenge. Cool. I think we have a couple questions for you, Karla, in the chat. I'm seeing pop up.
Yes, true. I saw here Maya asked if I could share which books that are clicked most. Like, yes, I actually don't need to share for you to use it, right? Like you can think of something on your, let's say, on your explanation that says that this should be the way. But if we do it like that, imagine so then we just improve clicks on what people already click. And that could be also a problem because you always show people what others have been clicking on first, and then if there is a new content that was not seen yet and not clicked therefore, it will be not seen at all.
Well, I think that's kind of what she's getting at, right? I think Maya's asking, are you seeing a trend of the most clicked ones are the ones maybe in that kind of
Oh, in the
viewport
first place,
first?
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not check for that, but I can check for it. Good
We
point.
can do a follow-up. Yeah, yeah. But I think it's a good point. You wouldn't necessarily want to design around the current limitations, kind of what you're getting at, Karla, right now, which is, yeah, just because those are the ones that are clicked on most now doesn't necessarily mean they're the ones that people actually want to be clicking on. They're just first in view or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, I think it's a really good question and something to be mindful of. We have another question from Neer as well. So yeah, just curious and wanted to understand what kind of constraints or limitations should the designers be considering or thinking when designing their solutions. I think that goes a little bit to what Ola says about technical limitations in the no-code app versus traditional apps. So is there anything people should keep in mind in terms of, going wild with their solutions or not?
I think you should not really imagine a limitation besides personalization. And by personalization, what I mean is that I won't tailor content specific for a person. Like, let's say you went to the app and you clicked on a bunch of things, and now you want that the second time you come, those things that you already clicked vanish. So, that is personalization, like of content, right? Like what I show you, the feed and so on. So that is one of the things I could do, but I don't want to do it right now. So I consider that a limitation. Besides that, you can just propose whatever, right? Like if it's a good thing, I might even go to implement, even if it takes more time, but it won't just be necessarily very fast.
Cool. Great questions, guys.
I feel this one is more for you, Miranda. Like Olia is saying, in today's emails about 8-week challenge, the link was about the 7-week deadline.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm going to share I'm going to share the link here just to make sure everybody has it. I'm checking the emails right now. In the email, if you signed up just now, it is correct. So let me go check the one that was sent this morning. But thanks for calling that out. And if you click on that event calendar one, it's the right one in the chat now.
Any other questions, everyone? No? You seem very quiet. You want to start working already? Or maybe you did. So 6 people already signed up. Have you started? This is so cool. I love it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got almost 10. I think 10 people signed up just now. Oh, 11. Sorry, 11 counting.
Oh, we are 11. This is
On top
getting
of the current
really
challengers. Yeah.
exciting. I'm super excited about seeing what you come up with and what we can bring up in this app very soon. Thank you so much for coming here today. And if you have any questions, be free to send me a message on LinkedIn or use the channel if you have the Slack channel from the whole challenge. Okay?
Awesome. Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, good luck,
Happy
everyone.
challenging.
Good
Happy
challenge.
designing.
Take
All right.
care.
See you,
Bye.
folks.